Welcome back to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Kingdom Hearts. In the last episode, we finished off Monstro, saved Pinocchio, and Riku got away. And we just set the final postcard, Power Up. Thanks for sending all 10 postcards. No more presents. You know what No More Presents just reminded me of? The very unmerry birthday. Also, the guy standing by the entrance to this gate that we're about to go through is also the same guy who runs the shop. After Sid leaves it to become a gummy ship peddler or whatever. Gummy ship mechanic. I always like the word peddler. There was like this story about like the hat peddler or something. It was one of my favorite stories as a kid. Another random fact. Anyway, right, I was gonna say that random guy standing by the gate and he's the same guy running the shop. And he is also the same guy who got his heart stolen from the Heartless when Sora saw his first soldier-type Heartless in one of the early Traverse Town episodes. Random fact there, he is in fact, that must be a nobody then. This isn't even a spoiler. Basically what a nobody is, just to clear things up, is that whenever a Heartless is created, there's also a nobody created from the empty shell that's left behind. If that person had like a strong enough will or was evil enough or something, I forget the requirement, that nobody, instead of becoming like a random monster-type nobody, it takes on a human form. And that human form pretends to have emotions and stuff. Which I always thought was weird. They're like, oh, we pretend to have emotions, and that... Maybe, I guess it was kind of the point of, like, making you question, like, the validity of emotions, but... Like, what's the point of pretending to have emotions? You might as well have them. Like, it's the same either way. Like, people, like, what's the point? It's just how you perceive things. It's kind of interesting. Also, Merlin gives you Spellbinder at this point. If you're a mage, there is no option. Equip Spellbinder. It's amazing for you. But for us, it's just not worth it because it lowers our attack power. And me, like I said, my primary focus is attack. Attack, and then after that, just backup stuff for magic when I find necessary. Gravity is already so rigged as it is. If I really wanted to, I could just bust out gravity at any point and just cheaply plow my way through enemies, even just by being a swordsman. As long as I threw away the shield. I'm sure gravity wouldn't actually be all that strong if I was to throw away the staff. Anyway, this is the new Winnie the Pooh area locale that opens up. Once again, scenic, but the scenery is hiding the true horror of how crappy the minigames are that lie beneath, as the case may be. Actually, when I was a kid, being a huge Winnie the Pooh, I don't know if it was proper to say fan, because at that point, like back before even like the internet was even a thing, like it was tough to be per se a fan of something. You could like something, and like as a kid I liked Winnie the Pooh because I don't know why, I liked the cartoon. And then I also had some of those old CD-ROMs, and one of them actually was kind of cool. At the time, you could like look around the 100 Acre Wood and stuff, and it's always kind of made me think, like, it's a missed opportunity, because they make so many of the other worlds, like, fun to explore, and then Winnie the Pooh is just like shit on a stick, or I should say shit on a poo stick in this, because it's like mini-games, and I would have preferred it to be like you fight giant B-type Heartless or something. Sure, it would be pretty lame and nerfed compared to some of the other more awesome worlds, but it would be so much better than what it is currently. Come on, like, they should have made it a legit world, that's what I say. There's no world that should be relegated to, like, lame minigames. It's just not fair. And also this person named Nobody. Wow, something that is like an inadvertent reference to Kingdom Hearts 2, that's actually pretty funny. And if you remember Rabbit's kind of like the Squidward of the yes, he's kind of like the Squidward of the SpongeBob series. He's like Squidward but if Squidward was in Winnie the Pooh. Only he's much nicer. I have to say, Squidward is kind of a prick of a neighbor. Oh yeah, I am so lucky. Did you know I actually have the original seasons of SpongeBob on DVD. I bought them actually because I never really watched too much TV as a kid. I just bought the DVDs. So I just bought a bunch of SpongeBob DVDs, and I've kept them since. So I have, like, all the awesome episodes from my somewhat childhood. It's tough what I determine as childhood, because, like, when I was a really small child, I'm talking really little, Winnie the Pooh was the kind of thing that I would watch, and then I guess when I was more like 8 or so, then I saw more of SpongeBob, so it's kind of like the shows I saw through the ages. And also, this is really strange. They show, like, still frames of Winnie the Pooh eating honey, like, instead of animating him eating it, which is really awkward, and It's like, this is like the final thing they made with the game, and they just ran out of budget, and they're like, okay, we're gonna take Winnie the Pooh's character model and just move it, but not move it consistently enough so that he actually is moving. Oh well, I can't actually say that that deserves any attention. That this minigame world deserves any more attention than it got being a minigame world. Anyway, I was really confused as to what to do at this point. On the first time I played through, you literally have to just try and leave the area to make the next thing happen. It annoys me when games do that, because it's like they make you do the last possible thing. Like, you just screw around for 20 minutes, get really angry, leave, and they're like, hey, come back, we have more things for you to do. And now something that actually happened in Winnie the Pooh is the scene where he got stuck. And I think it was in Rabbit's house. He got stuck in Rabbit's house and they had to get him out. Now, I forget how they did it in the book. Or the show. Well, actually, I remember more about the book than I did the show. Because I did read more of the original books. And just saw like a couple of the episodes of the show. Okay, let's bust this guy out. No honey till you're unstuck. Yeah, right now, Pooh is homestuck. And he's in Rabbit's home. Whatever. A bit of Carrot Top juice. Oh no, not Carrot Top. Seriously, Carrot Top is like one of the most fail people ever. What horrid period of time was it in which Carrot Top was like mildly popular? Because I remember regretting being alive during that portion of my life. Only slightly, only slightly. Regret is not enough for me to act upon it. And there goes Tigger breaking a bridge. Oh great, you know how much that's gonna cost for us to fix that? And that's probably gonna be like the next major plot point. Like, Sora has to like work up this huge amount of money to get that bridge fixed so that he can escape. Even though he easily could have walked across the canal earlier. But there's probably some... That's just the kind of BS roadblock that you have in games. It's either, like, barrels or crates blocking the road, or the bridge is out. Or a guy standing at the entrance to the next route saying that, for some reason, you don't have the next gym badge, so you can't go on to the next town. Like, I always found it strange how in Pokemon, sure, the game's about Pokemon, but, like, the world is so centered around it that it makes it impossible to live without them. As in, like, you can't just do normal things. Like, what if you're trying to visit someone and you don't want to be like a Pokemon master? You want to visit your friend in the next city. But no, you can't get past that douchebag standing in front of the road saying, no, I'm afraid it's too dangerous for you to go through here unless you have their gym badge. I have a mother who's dying down in Fuchsia City and I need to visit her. Sorry, no can do. You gotta beat, Wow, this is bad. I'm forgetting the order of the gym leaders. Who was before Fuchsia City? I know at that point you can kind of... I think you can either choose Sabrina or Koga. So the one before would have to be... Damn it. I forget her name. I remember she's the most forgettable gym leader. Erica! Okay, the one before would be Erica. You have to beat Erica before you can go through here. Wow, we're getting sidetracked. So anyway, the next Winnie the Pooh minigame has started. This is one that I used to have the most problems doing. Until I realized how simple it actually is. Now, of course, they always make it look simple, but the problem is the controls for each minigame are just unfathomably shitty, that it's like impossible to do well in them, until recently. In this playthrough, I've done astoundingly on many of these minigames. You saw how well I did at Pooh's Honey Hunt. Now you're gonna see how well I do at Tigger's, or whatever this is called, Tigger's Bounce-O-Rama. Oh my god, that's probably what it's called. It's probably called Tigger's Bounce-O-Rama. It's definitely Tigger's Bounce-O-Rama. There's basically no way that it's not Tigger's Bounce-O-Rama. So he's saying the rush command is the key to a high score. Now look at the little thing that's beneath our command menu. The little thing at the bottom left, the thing at the very bottom. Just like in Honey Hunt, rush is something you could use if you fell off the tree to catch up with Pooh at any point. In this, rush is basically the only way for you to stop Tigger. There's no other way. Now, watch. Tigger's going to try and jump onto each carrot. Now, we're going to go, select rush, bam! Block, you asshole! Now we're going to try and do it again. It didn't work, see? Rush is not reliable because it's not accurate. Because the programming on Rush is incredibly shitty. So all you can hope is that the programming for Rush works. That's your only hope. Seriously, that's how bad this is. Look, it's like it's completely out of your control whether or not Rush works. It's not the timing. It's simply whether or not it works. Like the center of gravity is just off for this command. Anyway, I think that if you block a few in a row, you might actually be able to accrue some kind of combo bonus, but I'm not so certain of that. The way that all these minigames are graded is so strange. Like, I always have to have somebody, like, look it up for me because it's so, like, weird how they grade minigames in every game I play. Like, what was even with... I know it's been pointed out correctly a few times before, but what was even with the gnome throwing through the rings in, like, Chamber of Secrets? And now this is, like, the scoring on it is really awkward. I think at the end, you get, like, some extra bonus for carrots saved. But I think it also depends on whether or not they're halfway through or all the way down. Times blocked, 9. Carrots saved, 12. Final score, 100... Oh, it must be 9 times 12. Okay, that's actually not so complicated. Huh. Alright, well now we have enough carrot juice to save Pooh. Actually, it wouldn't even matter if you didn't have enough carrot juice. It doesn't matter how poorly you do. Even if Tigger destroys every single carrot, Rabbit will still have enough carrot juice to save Pooh. Carrot top juice, excuse me. And, wow, I guess we're literally running so low on time. Sometimes I like to have longer episodes, but I'm afraid we're going to have to cut this off here. We're going to save Pooh's life next episode, alright?